The first time we went to, I remember my grandma took me to Faith Weaver Friends, and I didn't know anyone there, but my grandma had some friends there, and she'd been there before. And it was like a youth program on Wednesday nights for kids. And they incorporated a lot of like games, and it helped me to get closer to God and still have fun. Well, I remember Teresa was our youth group leader, and we had youth group worship every Sunday in the gym, and we had songs in worship, and we had like little TV screens that said the lyrics, and we sang Indescribable one day, and I was reading the lyrics and I started to tear up a little bit because I was thinking about like how they said how he placed all the stars in the sky and he knows them all by name and how amazing he is. And that it's so hard to comprehend how special he is and how different he is from anyone, because he knows everything and he is everything. And I remember when I took the How to Become a Christian class with Teresa, before the class she came to my house and asked me some questions, and she asked, "How do you describe God?" And I just said, "Wow." And she left it at that because she thought that was cool. But that's what I thought of as soon as she said, "How do you describe God?" Because he's so amazing that I couldn't think of a high enough word to like appreciate him enough. I think it was a Wednesday after school, and I was always excited to go to FW Friends, and I was thinking about it and what we talked about last week with Mrs. Hall, saying that when you felt it was the right time and that you knew that Jesus loved you and you understood it more, that you should ask him into your heart and ask for forgiveness and have a closer relationship with him. And you try to get closer with him because he was always there for you. And I remember thinking about that on the bus ride home, and I remember I was in bus seat 13, and I was sitting next to a kid who's my neighbor now, and he was talking and everything, and I just kind of sat there, and I remember I bowed my head, and I folded my hands, and I just prayed for a while, and I asked Jesus to be in my heart. One Wednesday night, Steve, Leah, and I got pizza and pop, and we were going to watch a movie up in the attic, and it was a Wednesday night church, and other people showed up a little bit into the movie, but I had known we were going to watch it from about 2 weeks before because Steve had been talking about it, but I didn't know what it was about, and I knew it sounded cool and I really wanted to see it, but I wasn't sure exactly what it would mean to me. So that Wednesday we watched it, and it felt like God was telling me that I needed to reach out to people because there were people that needed to know that God was there for them. About halfway through the movie, when I realized what I thought God wanted me to do, I pulled out my phone and I texted a friend that I knew was struggling a bit and was a bit lost. So I asked him if he wanted to talk to me about anything, and if he wanted to eat lunch with me or just talk anytime. And I also invited him to FCA, which is a Fellowship of the Christian Athletes, a group at my school that we meet before school Wednesday mornings. And I didn't want to force him to do anything, but I think he's doing better now, knowing that there's people that are there for him, and I told him that God's always there for him if he ever wants to pray with me or anything. Even though I do follow God and I like to tell people about my faith with him, I haven't cared about people before. I've been not the best friend or sister or daughter, and before I didn't really care about that, but once I came to know Jesus a lot better, I realized that you have to ask for forgiveness, and you realize better when you are wrong and you care that you're wrong. What I've come to realize is that Jesus has made so many sacrifices for everyone, including me, that he died for us, and that the depth of his love for me is deeper than any love that anyone on earth has or anyone besides him. And so I've realized that, and now I know that I trust him completely and I want to live completely for him. I've also learned that God's love, it's shown me that I should reach out to people that I don't normally talk to. I've tried to make a better effort to talk to those people and let them know that I'm here for them whenever they need to, and that I can help them and pray with them, and if they want to become closer with God, I can be there with them. If someone would have told me a few months ago that I would have been out talking to people I don't normally talk to and telling them how much God loves them, I would have said that they were crazy, because I didn't realize that that's what I needed to do until a couple months ago. And I feel like now I'm a totally different person because of what God's love has done for me.